That's right, it's me, Scryptar. How you doing, folks? We're back with Hearts of Iron 4. Welcome to China. As you can see, there's France is missing. We got China. I installed a China mod. Let's just start this game here because it takes a while. I'm gonna go historical. Yes, regular. No, that's completely fine, I guess. Yep, let's start that. And while it's loading, we can talk about this a little bit. So, we've just finished our Let's Learn campaign, playing as fascist Germany ruling the world, which we managed to do. We had all of the territory of the world, except for South America, I think. And yeah, this was all ours, including Canada, and the United States were our allies. They were actually the Empire. Quite nice, definitely quite nice. I learned a lot about the game, playing that campaign. That was the main focus. And now I was looking, what else could we possibly do? And looking around YouTube, especially Quill18 and Arumba, they have pretty much played all of it. I mean, Quill currently is playing Japan, waiting for the next update there. It's a gorgeous series. He has played as Italy, Arumba has played as the UK, and as Poland already. We've done Germany, so we could play as France, which is a bit tricky. I tried that, and they get events every other day that lowers their unity, that incites civil wars and whatnot. So that's... I wouldn't say it's a bit out of my league. It's just that that's a very complicated play, and it would take some time to get used to that. And there's a high probability, words, English much, that we will instantly lose to Germany because we have no idea what we're doing. So I would like to try that a little more by myself before I actually go into that. Playing as the US. Definitely an idea, but then again, before world tension gets to 100%, so before World War II really kicks off, you can't do that much. The main focus is all down here and over here, the island chains, and really only when the World War kicks off can you join the Allies and, you know, do whatever you want. Until then, it's really... it's more of a factory manager than anything else, so that will take some time. Playing as the minor faction, for example, Turkey, or, you know, we could play as Iran, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, something like that. You have a very generic focus tree, you don't have much manpower, you can't really make, let's say, you don't have an impact on how things progress. You have to pick your chances, like as Iran, when Germany goes to war with the Soviet Union, and if Japan attacks, we could definitely jump in and try to conquer some territory down here. We might be able to go and conquer the British Raj, Afghanistan, Iraq, so we would have this, but we still can't stand up to any of the major factions. So that's a completely different kind of play. I was thinking about doing a mini-series, like starting as Canada and seeing if we can conquer the United States. That would be fun. We would get all this territory, we would get all the resources, like all the stuff in Texas, the oil. The steel that's throughout the country. That should be doable. We would have to finish this war before they join the Allies. Arumba has done that with Mexico. It does work, and I've done Canada versus United States on my own. It does work. I think by February 39 I actually had them. But it's a mini-series, you know, that's like, I don't know, 8 episodes and we're done. I was thinking about something longer. I was noticing I currently have about 50 subscribers, and the last series got like 3 views per video, so it doesn't seem to be the most, let's say, requested series. It might be because it was a Let's Learn and somewhat chaotic in the beginning, so people stopped watching. This is a Let's Play. I know what I'm doing, for the better part of it. So I thought, what can we do to make this interesting? So I installed a community modification, which you can find in the workshop. It's in the description below the video. It's the China mod, which gives you the Republic of China with its own national focus tree. And look at this humongous thing that we have. That's the biggest focus tree I've ever seen. Now we can't do all of it. It's actually pretty much mutually exclusive. You start up here, reorganize the National Revolution Army. Employ Western officers, and once you have that, you have to select one of these 3. As you can see, they are mutually exclusive, give you a variety of benefits towards either of the factions. So this is definitely Axis, this is Allies, and this is Comintern, and then you can go down and say, okay, we're going to do leanings to fascism, and that would make you fascist, right there. PS becomes the ruling party, and so on and so on and so on. You go down here, that's the UK tree. It says there, peace with UK, a peace with Germany, peace with Soviet Union, and then we have the independent, which is, you know, the non-alliance. What do those give you? Well, you can see that they are mostly the same, right? Research, electronics, research, electronics. Guess what? Research, electronics. It's all the same. What changes is this. This is Luftwaffe, the Air Force. This is the Navy. This over here is the tanks, and then over here you get the infantry going. And on the right side, your, well, political expansion tree, I would like to call it, you get different goals and claims. So if you go down here, you have your reunion with Singapore, and afterwards you get Indochina, Laos, and Tankin. So that... Nope, middle mouse button. That would give you this territory down here, and down here. Which is good, that's a lot of resources. But you see already, this goes against France and the UK. Well, of course it does. That's the German or Axis tree, so we have to go to war with the Allies if we want to do that. If we go over here, Transfer Philippines, Island Hopping, Operation Unthinkable East, that's the Allies tree. You get a lot of stuff from the US, you get, well, a lot of islands that you don't need, like Iwo Jima, Marcus Island, Marshall Islands, to defend against Japan, as you can see there. Is at war with Japan is a requirement. We get the Philippines. Now, it says gain event Philippines solution. I don't know if we get the Philippines or if we the puppet ownership transfers from the US to us. I don't know. We'll see, maybe. And then Operation Unthinkable East gains core on. So core would mean, well, it's our core territory, right? So we gain more manpower from that, it counts towards our victory points and all of this. And we have an annex goal against the Soviet Union. All of this territory is the south of the current Soviet Union. So that's, you know, up until Vladivostok over here, and a lot of these. Interesting, right? That would mean, of course, that we would have to conquer all of this first. That might be fun. So then, if we go down the USSR support, we do have Red Sun uprising in Japan, so this is definitely against Japan. We get a lot of internationalism focus here for Brazil and Bolivia and Argentina, so that's the whole South America region. China demand the return of the North. Now, whatever that is, since we are allied then, sort of, with the Soviets, I guess it's the same as that. We just get the territory for free. Probably. And if we go over here, we don't get any claims. We get an additional research slot, which is nice. And then down here, we get the jackpot again. We get Singapore, and a lot of the... Well, Indochina is down there, Laos, Tankin, so we get all of that territory. North Sakhalin, Vladivostok is in there, Pamir, Alma-Ata, so that's pretty much the same as over here. Yeah, pretty much. So I guess these three all do the same, it's just here it's conquering, and here it's conquering, and here it's just give it to me. This is different. This leaves out all of the Russian territory and just gives you, well, French Indonesia. And Singapore, which you don't get over here. So that really shows us where we want to go, and that is really part of the main decision. So then over here you have your industrial tree, which gives you civilian factories and infrastructure and all of that, but also 120 aluminium. A lot of infrastructure. 100 and something, 40, 50 steel. 150 oil. 100 rubber. Most of them have some weird requirements, like, you know, Guangzhou controlled by Republic of China, so we have to conquer that first. That's core territory, we already have that. And then over here, the same. If we actually wanted to go down here... where was it? See, this says Japan losing ground in Manchuria, so that's one of the events that triggers once the USSR actually fights Japan. That's okay. But once we get down... Where is it? Down here? Down here? There, for example. Just There's more of these, it's just I can't find them right now. German Reich. Current ruling party is not fascist, or German Reich does not exist. So the Soviets must have won the war against Germany here. The Axis must have been defeated to get down there. That's interesting. Otherwise we don't get all of this. So what I'm thinking about is we might go down here. Yeah, that's the one I was actually looking for. If we go down here, this, then we go over here, which makes sense if we want to go down here because it gives us all the... where is it? No, it's not in here. The next one gives us that, right? No? Is it only the others? I thought some of these would give you leanings towards the Axis or the Allies, but I guess that's only down here. Alright, so you can choose whatever you like, pretty much. Up here to give you the research bonus, that's all it pretty much does. This doesn't work if we do not have the National Spirit German military advisors, which is one of the focus items in the German or the Japanese tree. Down here, Japan demands withdrawn, that should be withdrawal, right? Of German advisors. That's one of the things that Japan can do through their focus tree. So if we want to get here, I have to do so quick. Because Japan might decide to do that. And then this whole thing is locked. We can't go in here. But we need more than 35 factories. We currently have 21. 6 military factories. Not much. So to boost that, we might want to go down here. Get a few of these knocked out. Like that one, that one. This we can do. This we can do. It's infrastructure. More factories here, so we can get the infrastructure here, all requirements fulfilled, then we can get that. Or build some ourselves, and then rush over there. If this is locked out, we have to choose one of the others. Thing is, we need to be at peace with those major factions. Well, not for that one, but for the others. If we want to go here, we need to be at peace with Germany. Here with the UK, which means the Allies, basically. If we attack France and France joins the Allies, the UK will go to war with us. So, that's locked out then. Same here. Soviet Union. If we decide to attack, let's say, Mongolia, they are a faction. If we attack them, the Soviet Union will attack us. If we go and attack Xinjiang, they are not in the faction or anything, but they are communist. They might join that faction, which leads to a war with the Soviet Union. So that's going to be interesting, I think. Right, this is what we're going to do. We're going to play this. We're going to have some fun doing so. We start out with nothing. We have 2 research slots, and as you can see, we have the basic equipment from before 1918. No support, no tanks really to speak of. We don't even have artillery researched. We do get the mass assault doctrine that the communists usually get. There's not much here. We don't even know transport ships, so we can't do Marines invasions. Have fleet in being, alright, we can live with that. Nothing to speak of over here. Don't even have anything researched. Also, you might see the colors have changed a little. I think I added the color blindness mod. You know, just... I don't care about the colors really, and it might be quite nice for those watching. And I've also installed another UI mod. You can look that up, it's in the description below, as usual. That changes things around a little here, so you don't really have to scroll down. It fits all on one page. Most of it works. There might be some incompatibilities with the other mods, because I expected to have some buttons up here, namely those. Yeah, well, it still works, kind of. And as you can see, we don't have anything researched. We start from scratch. And you do know, from our earlier playthrough, if you watched any other Hearts of Iron series, Japan will go to war with us fairly soon. Before they join the Axis, so that doesn't give us a war with Germany necessarily. So we have some time if we want to go down the fascist tree. Now let's have a look. We have Chiang Kai-shek. Sounds more Japanese than Chinese. Hesitance D. Justify war goal time plus 20%. Division defense plus 5. So defense is good. Justify war goal time, we don't need that just now. And this guy obviously will change once we change the ruling party. Right there. Or there. We can go to democratics and we will have elections. That might also be a thing. I haven't decided yet which way we're gonna go. We have to do these two first before we get anywhere, so we still have some time. And it really depends on what territory we want to have afterwards and what wars we want to fight. What else do we have? German military advisors. So we still have those. That's good. Lang Doctrine research time minus 7%. So we might as well get started on that. Communist uprisings. If there's any unrest, we will have communists taking control of certain states and we will have to conquer them back. This is one thing that you can do away with as soon... Where is it? Somewhere in here. As soon as you research one of these. I know when you go over here... Right there, remove national spirit, communist uprisings. I think... Yeah, if you go down here, the communist route, you get that immediately. What makes sense, right? We are communists, there are no uprisings then. If you go down here... Doesn't really seem to go away at all. That's interesting. So we might just go communist and do away with that. Which of course means we have to go down here. Anything that would prevent us with doing that? At peace with Soviet Union. That should be pretty easy to do. I don't know, can we actually have a war goal against members of the same faction? I don't think so. And a non-aggression pact with the Soviet Union won't really hold up to their end of the bargain if they are in a faction with Mongolia and we attack Mongolia. That's the older treaty, they have to honor that. Alright, recruitable population, minus 1.5% due to nominal united. Yeah, this is like a forced upon them government, so nobody really cares. It's really bad what we get there. All these malus can later be resolved through a national focus. Research time goes up. Unbalanced industry, everything goes up. So we have a lot of malus, and the only real good thing we have is the German advisors. And where was the other thing? No, that's the only thing. Yeah, and him, division defense. Interesting. So, let's see what we got. Let's start with the Air Force. Not much. Interwar fighters, 2 squadrons, 1 tactical bomber squadron. Alright, we are gonna do what we always do, and we're gonna just delete those. We're gonna deploy them when we want to deploy them. So, fleet. That's not much. We have a fleet in Shanghai. Which, if anything, we want to deploy somewhere over here to prevent invasions from Japan. These 3 sea zones. But then again, that's pretty much home territory of Japan. So their fleet will pretty much demolish our fleet whenever we try to do that. Some light cruisers, 2 destroyers. It's not much there. And we don't really have the military might with 1 naval dockyard to do anything against that. We do need convoys because we are missing resources. Alright, so let's not worry about that. We do have some armies. That should be all of them, right? Yep, that's all of them. So we have 57 divisions of mixed crap. Let's just put it this way. We have these garrison units, 4 infantry. Standard infantry is 6, it's not even remotely better. We do have 3 million manpower, which is not too bad. Some cav? Yeah, 4 cav. I think that's it, right? Yep, that's that. So we have to redesign a whole lot. We really start from scratch. You couldn't really have a worse start than this, except if you play France. I guess that's why China in this mod is taking the position of France in the selection menu. Okay. Well, so much for the introduction. Let's get started. I think we have to prepare for a defensive war against Japan. And if I'm not mistaken, Mengoku is a puppet. Yeah, so we will have a pretty large border over here. Let's make one. That whole thing. Everybody's assigned there. That's good. Are we in a war with you guys? No, we are not. They don't like us at all, although they're communists. Well, we are nothing currently. We're like really 30-30-30. It's not good. We're going to change that. We have to change that fairly soon to get some national unity and all that in here. We only have 30%, so this empire will quickly be conquered. Now, where do we start off here? 1.5 per day, minus 25%, so we don't get the 2 that we usually would get. And most of these give you 100 political power, right? That's okay. And then once you actually go down here, they do cost. Look at that. Political power minus 150. Makes sense because you are changing your government, you lose political power. But you need to have that first to actually be able to do so. 150 is like, you know, one guy in the government right here. This is one of the layout here is one of the things that changes due to that UI overhaul mod. Trying to fit everything in here. It looks good. Don't have that many people. I don't know if this is randomized so we can get others. Might just do a restart, you know, a single player and restart the game a couple of times to see if that changes in between episodes. So then you need a second front right over here because I don't like what I'm seeing here. I'm gonna get 15 units and have them assigned here. Just random units, it doesn't really matter. Also, do we have any general we can give you? Well, that's not many people. At least we got some pictures, that's nice. You. No, you. Max entrenchment plus 30% gives us more defense value overall. So yeah, I'm gonna take that. So we have that front covered, we have this front covered. Can we declare war on anybody? I don't think we can. No. More attention at 50% as we do not have fascism or communism currently. Good, then let's go research. What are we gonna go with? I think we need to make our troops better soon, really soon, because Japan is coming. So we're gonna go full infantry here. We don't have the time to research and deploy artillery. We do need just weapons. Infantry weapons. Go with it. 165 days is way too much, but we have to do it. Diplomacy, don't care. What is this situation looking like? We don't have anything. Really? We have 16 steel and 8 tungsten. Well, little steel over here. We're exporting most of that. This is bad. Alright. I guess we're gonna trade with the Soviets then. We have a couple of civilian factories. Not many. 14. We still want to build stuff. But we do need all of this. Well, let's wait with this until we actually set up some of these. Interwar fighters, light cruisers. Can't afford that. Go away. Also, once we change that over to the different type of fighter, you know, it loses efficiency, so we might as well start from scratch once we're there. What do we currently need? A lot of that. So we're gonna go full that. And we have one more factory. What can we do? Nothing. Look at that. Absolutely nothing. So we could keep the fighter going. It needs oil that we don't have. I want some convoys here. Because we do need those. And that gets us out of our misery currently. Yeah, it looks good. So we're gonna keep it like that. For the moment. Hoping to change that as fast as we can. 15 days, that's okay. Are we gonna train people? Well, currently we need to do reinforcements. You're gonna set to high priority as always and upgrades to low because I want to keep the troops reinforced before I want to give them new equipment. Well, if we have new equipment available, it will become part of the reinforcements. Sure. But they will also use up the old stuff. And somewhere in the middle will be the new troops. So the new troops will definitely get equipped with new equipment before the old troops that are already stationed will get the upgrades. Unless there's no old equipment less, then, you know, it counts as reinforcement. That's how it works. I know. National focus, free civilian factories. Awesome. So, what are we gonna do? What can we do? What's our infrastructure looking like? 4, 3, 3, 4, 2 is not enough. 1 is definitely not enough. So I want to bump these up to 4 at least. Get our troops supplied. When that is all done, I guess we get them up to 5, which seems to be the maximum currently, right? In those 2 provinces, or states. And then we boost it up to maximum. So, after that, as we're currently only doing infantry equipment, we don't need military factories that soon, but we're gonna need them. So, I'm gonna put them somewhere where they're not gonna get taken away from us that easily. Like up here we have 4 and 4 free, but this is easily invaded. So, let's fill up all the minor provinces first, like all of this stuff. I'm leaving the coast free, same as I will do down here to get dockyards later on. So that looks good. I'm gonna fill that up as well. And that. So that gives us a lot of military factories. How many do we have? 3, 6, 10, 12, 14. That's better. That's twice as much as we already have. Math. 3 times as much already. Good. So that's a start, sort of. Now what are we going to do here? Army experience, political power. Definitely needed. Building slots, infrastructure, civilian factory, infrastructure, civilian factory, and steel and aluminum. And we need 150 political power. This does nothing except taking 150 power away from you. That's gorgeous. Plan the next decade of development. So yeah, we're just not doing anything the next 10 years, and then we're planning. So it costs a lot, but it doesn't give us any output because we're only planning. Alright, I'll live with that. Now we need to rush down here, I think. As soon as we can. Then again, this gives some infrastructure. Hubei, Jiangsu, Shanghai, Sichuan. Where exactly is that? No, there. Jiangsu, Hubei. Alright, Sichuan is not part of this. But we do have 2. I'm gonna move you down. So, in case we go down that route relatively quickly, we can take these out again, if we don't forget. Otherwise, well, these 2 will... It's only 1 each, so that will boost it up to 4 currently, with the other one will be 5, so that's the 5 we want to achieve. Perfect. Still haven't picked anything. Yeah, I'm gonna pick that. I need to do that. Also, with the army experience, we might be able to do some redesign of our troops, which is definitely necessary. And then we will reinforce some. So, let's see them redeploy. Also have to prevent an invasion over here, but we do that when the time comes. You are a field marshal, that is good. We might want to put in some preparation bonus, so let's put in an offensive line here. Let's go straight to the capital and stay behind this river. Why not? It is imperative that you go here immediately, like along that line where you're uninterrupted, and also over here. That's X. I should remember my hotkeys by now. You just take all of that and reunite China. Why wouldn't you? There you go. And there you go. That's the victory points you want to have. You have 70% national unity. That is 1 victory point that's not showing. 1, 3. So that is 75% right there. Well, we take this anyway if we go through here. We could just try to get in here. That might be a thing to do. Like that. That's bad. It's a river crossing and a ford. 2 out of 10. It's not too bad, but still bad. Yeah, because that's the shortest route to go there. Well, we're gonna try it anyway. They will attack along the whole front, so who cares? Alright. Haven't done a single minute of the game yet, and we're not going to. We're currently just setting up. And we're gonna start the game next episode. That's it for today, folks. If you liked the video, subscribe for more, leave a comment if you feel like it. Don't forget to enjoy yourselves. See you soon!